Hello everyone, in this video I'm just going to explain you about how to read a plain text files in R. It's very easy. There are different ways with the help of which you can read this. So let's begin. Okay. So I have one data set present with me. Okay, that is a customer name data file I have a present with me. Okay, in there that is in a CSV format, in text format. I have both formats. Those files are available with me. Okay, in CSV and text format. Fine. In CSV it's a comma separated files. In text it is tab delimited file. If you see it's a tab delimited tab separated file, and in CSV as we know it's a comma separated files. So let's try to read them in are using different function. First function is using a scan. So what exactly is the scan is, if you don't know about the scan, you can just give a question mark and click on scan, then it will help us to note what exactly this all scan function is. It's if first it comes about what file, then it's comes second function is a what. It's a very important function which I will explain you as I move on. Okay, then end max, then end separator, what kind of how many rows you wanted to skip before you read a line. Then these all functions are present over here. If you want, you can just go in a detailed description. It will help you to understand how to utilize it. Okay, so after doing this, just entering the data in the R console default variables type. So let me read the scan x, value of scan in x equals to this is x. Now I will try to read this. This is After this I will just click on enter. It states an error stating that actually it is not trying to recognize what exact input we are trying to give it. So in order to read them, we have to give a what, use a what function which will help us to notify that what exactly it is going to read. So just it's a kind of an input function, what I can say. If click on run, now I'm trying to name it this. Sorry, it's this is the R session for reading the files. Okay, so if you try to count this number of words present here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So the 10th word will be started from here. So here I can also give a numerical values. I can give this, then I'll just click on enter. Then it's if I don't give any value and then I press on enter, then what it states that 11 records, 11 items are read from the above input. So if we try to view them, then I have to just click an X and I will just press on enter. So this will help me to see that what all values are read using a scan function. Okay, now let's read the CSV file, this customer file which is present in this location. So for that, first you have to give a set, you have to set the path where exactly it is located. For that, it's a function is set WD and give the directory path. Okay, I've just given the directory path. Make sure R recognize backslash, double backslash or single forward, double forward slash or single backslash format. So if either you give in this way or you can give in, or you can give this, so it will read in this way. So I have given in this format. So once it read this particular location, the file location has been read, no errors have been thrown. I'm trying to read the scan function without what. So if I will try to read without what, definitely it will throw an error because the function is not capable enough to understand what exact input I want to give it. Okay, if I try to run it, then it says an error stating that scan function what exactly it is. So here I'm trying to just click giving a what function and I'm trying to read them. So what exactly it will do, it will read one by one cells, the total number of cells which are present. So I'll run this. Yeah, you can see that 3000 records have been written. But if I go to the CSV file and if I go and if I try to see the total number of files, there are 500 files. Okay, there are 500 rows present over here, but it is counting as 3000. Why it is doing so? The main reason for this is it is reading all the cells, it is reading by cell numbers. Okay, so this it is reading as one record, this is second record and third record, it is reading in this format. So we don't want that the file to be read in this format, we want that file to be read in a row wise format. So what we can do, we can just give a what function, and inside that we will give a list function that will help us to help you to read that all the columns in a proper format. Okay, so I'll just try to run this. Now you can see the 500 records have been read. Okay, now the proper 500 records have been read for this. Now I'm limiting, you can also limit if you think that all 500 records are not needed, you need only 400 or 300, you can give a function named as nmax that will help you to read only the number of rows you want to read. So for here we will run this function, the 400 rows are only read for this particular function. Using null options, using null options for some columns, if you want some null options to be for the certain column, suppose city and country you want it so should be null, so you can also give that. Now first let me show you the customers before null, how it looks. Look, this is the list 1, list 2, list wise format is shown. Okay, now if I try to run using a null function, it will be in the null wise. The city and country is the state of the null wise. Okay, this is the way of reading the .csv file. Now you can also read the .txt files. How you will read the .txt files? Just click on run. The files of the txt which are present in the text, it will read in the txt format also by using a separator is a tab \t. Okay, now using a read.table function also you can read the certain files in our read.table is a function that helps you to what exactly the parameters are stored. Let us knew about this. Read.table reads the files in the table format and creates a data frame from it with cases corresponding to lines and variables to the fields in the file. So there are files, header, if you give a false then it won't read the header column, then separator, quote, all these fields are present over here. So if we try to read this, we are giving header equals to, then it will read in the table format, it will read in the data frame format. If we try to look this particular file, so now if you try to read this, you can see it's in format of data frame. Okay, yeah, a tab delimited or file can also be read using this function, so it will also be read in the same format. You can see that tab delimited file is also read properly. Now using a different path, if you have using a path also, it gives you a flexibility of putting a path and then reading the particular function, it will read the file accordingly. Now loading a string values, if you have certain factors available in your loading string variables as is without converting them to factors, how it is, you would just want to read them in the same format. This will help you to read the table in the same format, how is it. But if you want or there is a string as factors equals to false or is as is dot equals to 2, there are the two ways with the help of which you can read the file in how without converting them to factors. Okay, one is the string as factor and another is a as dot is equals to t. Okay, these are the two ways. Now declaring the variable types separately using a call class. Now if you think that there are too many variables available and if you give in a read.table file function, your function seems to be too long and there are the chances of typo. So what you can do, you can just instead of doing that, you can store the value all the variable types in variables in this particular object, and then you just call class function and you just give the name of the variable. What it will, this will call the particular variable and it will work as per your needs. Okay, now another function that we can with that we will be discussing now is the read dot delimiter function. Okay, this complete syntax of the read dot delimiter, just let us try to understand what exactly it does. It reads the file in the table format and create data from it with the cases corresponding to the lines and variable fields in the file. So it is also similar to that of the read dot table. So just we'll try to understand how it works. A wrapper function of a read dot table is useful for reading tab delimited files. So it's mostly popular for a tab delimited files is reading as it is the function it is. Okay, now the can be used to with a different delimiters is a comma separators also. It can be used how it is, they can factors values and all the values can be read as per its requirement. Now another the most popular function that you are used in the R for reading the CSV file is the read.csv. Okay, this will help you to read the CSV file. What exactly it is the same as it will read in the data frame format corresponding to the lines and variables. So how to read that customer values in the read table? Just click on run. Now again the read it will be running is the simple and most easiest way to read the CSV files in the R. Now the next is the read lines functions, is a complete syntax for how to read the lines in the this. If you want the first 5 rows to be read in this, to use particular function, this will I will explain you how it works. Look, the first 5 lines is a read from the particular sheet, and you can just look at the form of the lines it has been shown to you. Okay, so this is all about how to read CSV or TXT file in R. Hope this video helps you to and I will also be coming with more such videos to help you with R. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.